Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Maria, and for today I have a very basic Excel tutorial for you where I go over different Excel functions that are really common. But also, if you haven't watched my beginners videos, make sure to do so. I'm going to be leaving the link down below. And this video also has a part 2 where I go in depth through an exercise, so make sure to check that out. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video so people can also learn a little bit more about Excel. Now, without any further ado, let's just get started with this video. These are today's functions. We're going to be talking about sum and averages, if statements, max and min, and statements, as well as concatenate. Now, to start off with sum and averages, this sum function lets you sum any columns or any rows by selecting them or typing them. Similarly, the average function lets you obtain the average number between a set of numbers. For example, this is the kind of formula for these functions. For the sum function, this one is saying that it's going to sum the value that is in cell E6 and G6. So if we have a number here and we want to sum values E6, we just type equal sign sum. This will already prompt us to use that formula. And it's saying us to put the first number. So the first number is E6. I check that number and I could have a comma. And then we're gonna pick G6. So G6 will be 9. And then I close parentheses and click enter. And this will give us the sum between 8 and 9. Now, if I want the sum of a series, so let's say I want the sum of all these numbers, I can go equal, write down my function sum, select 8, and we can select and drag from 8 to 9 here. And then do you see how it's gonna show up now as a colon instead of a comma? So that would give you the sum of that range of numbers. For the average, let's say that I want to know the average between these three numbers. I can click equal sign and then start typing average. You can select it, and then you can, again, if you want to know the average between these two numbers, you can select that, comma, and then the other number, and then that's your average between these two. If you want the average of all those numbers, again, you're going to type average, and then select and drag so you have the range of those numbers, close parentheses, and click enter. So that's a quick example of how you can use sum and average. For the if statement, so this is a logical function that validates statements that meet a certain criteria set by the user. This is the formula that you use. So you use equal sign if, the logical test. So this is what you want to check. And if this holds true, then what output do you want Excel to use? If this logical test does not hold true, then what value do you want Excel to return? So as an example, we're gonna code one real quickly. So we can go equal sign if. So I want to check if the cell that is in E6, so this number, so I want to check E6, if this number is greater than 7. This is a logical test, and I go comma. So if this holds true, I want Excel to say yes. Else, if this is not true, I want Excel to say no. Okay, so there we go. This is our test, and we click enter. Now, because of course 8 is greater than 7, it's gonna say yes. But let's say we change this value to 5. 5, it's not greater than 7, so it's gonna change our output to no. Now, this is a very simple example, and you can scale this to many applications as well. For the max and min functions, the max will output the max value within a range of numbers, and the min would give you the lowest value within a range of numbers. So let's say again that this is our formula. So number 1, 2, comma, number x. So let's say I want to know what's the max value between these three numbers. So I'm gonna go equal, I'm gonna start typing max, I can select it here, and then it's gonna prompt you to input the number. So I'm gonna click 5 because I wanna know what's the max value between these three numbers. I'm gonna click and drag until I select all of them, and then I can click enter. And of course it's gonna tell me that the max is number 9. If I wanna know the min, smallest value, again I do the same, click enter, and of course it's 5. Now, and statements, this is another logical function that lets you determine if all conditions are true or false. For example, I want to know if these two values are greater than 7. Well, I'm gonna click here and we're gonna check if this is greater than 7 and this is greater than 7. So when we click here, we're gonna see that this says false, right? Because 5 is not greater than 7. Let's say we change this to 10, then this will automatically compute and then say true because both numbers are greater than what you're testing, which is 7. Now this last function, concatenate, this is used to combine text, numbers, dates, and other inputs. So let's say that you want to combine month and the year into one single cell. Write down the concatenate function, concatenate, select it, text 1, it gives you this one, comma, text 2, enter. And then it's gonna, show it to you like this. Now, if you want a space between these two, you just have to go back to the first one, click a space, and that's it. And I mean, this is just a quick example of how you can use it, but you can scale it into much more applications as you see fit. Now, I have an example here for you, a more of a hands-on example to kind of show you how you can use all these functions together to kind of get more insights on a subject or more insights on really anything that you kind of wanted to apply. If you made it all this way, thank you for watching, and I hope you find this information really useful. Now don't forget that I'm going to be leaving down below the link for the part 2 of this video, which is going to be the exercise. So don't forget to check that one out, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!